Welcome to your Informational Online Research Skills class. This is Mrs. Pata, and I'll be guiding you through your responsibilities one task at a time. When you get started on these tasks, the first thing you'll want to know is where can I get to the information I need? If you're not familiar with using Edmodo or your Google account for grosspointschools.com, one of the best places to go to is your school homepage. On that homepage, there's a link to the Middle School Media Center. And we're going to take a look at that in just a moment, but I want to point out a couple things that you may or may not know about your accounts. Many of you use Edmodo already with other teachers, and you've set up your Edmodo account to have a username of your student number and your student password as your password. Some of you may have something a little bit different. No matter what the password is or the username, you'll use that same student number, student password that you created when you signed into Edmodo to sign in every time you go there. Most of you have not accessed your gpschools.com Google account. If you happen to see this screen, your login information is very simple. It's your student number at gpschools.com, and the password is your school password, the one you use to log in to the computers here at school. So nothing new except for the application that you'll be using. So let's take a look at the school homepage. When you get to the Middle School Media Center page, there are two links that you'll become very familiar with throughout middle school. One is the Edmodo link, and one is that Google link to your Google for Grosse Pointe Schools account. If I click on Edmodo, this is where I'm going to begin for all of my informational online research skills classes. So you'd sign in like you normally would. Using the login that you created when you first logged into Edmodo, and using the password that you created when you first logged in. And try to remember it, unlike myself. Second time's a charm. Okay, on the left-hand side, you'll see a list of all of the groups you belong to. Obviously, I'm the teacher of many courses, so you'll see a lot that you won't recognize. Make sure you just select the one that I created for you early in the semester. So if I take a look at my informational blended learning class, yours would have very similar information. The one thing that you will see that's a little bit different is on the left-hand side, there is a link to some folders. Every time you complete a task for this information online research skills class, you'll be opening up one of those task folders. For example, if I click on task 1 for web searching, you will see a link to the online task 1 assignment, and then any other links that you may need for completion of that task. I can go back to the folder list and look at the same information for any task that I need. So you can see the online task number 3, and then the links that you would be required to use to complete that task. If we take a look at one of the online tasks, basically what you will be doing is completing an online worksheet that will go through some of the skills that you need to learn as 6th grade researchers. So the information that you need to include, last name, first name, I'll do mine as an example. You would select your informational teacher from the drop-down list. So whoever your teacher is, I'll choose Mrs. Liverance from Parcells. And your informational class hour and day from the drop-down as well. Maybe I'm in a 5th hour A-day informational class. It's very important to read each question carefully, and these questions will be multiple choice. You may have to select a date. do a little explanation. Whatever the question is, you will have enough room to enter that answer on your online worksheet. And then when you complete it, you would submit at the end. And if you're working on an assignment during class and you don't happen to have time to finish it, please feel free to submit what you have finished and then submit again, completing the rest of the assignment. The only fields that are required in each of the assignments are your name, your informational teacher, and your hour and day. So if you've finished an entire section and didn't finish the last few questions, you can always submit the first few, come back, and then submit the last few again. And there you go.